I walked into the bedroom and without hesitation knocked out the man lying there with my unfaithful wife. I bound them both, pulled out a syringe and said, "This is filled with a lethal toxin. You'll have 30 minutes to confess everything. If you do, maybe I'll spare you with the antidote." Their faces drained of color as I switched on the camera. People say you never forget the instant your world collapses. Every detail burns into your memory. The sounds, the smells, the texture of the air itself. For me, it was the scent of lavender candles and faint jazz drifting through the hallway. Everything looked normal, but inside, I already sensed the truth. I had just finished an exhausting 18-hour shift at the hospital. As an ER doctor, my life was an endless loop of chaos, blood and fatigue. Saving lives, repairing broken bodies, and returning home late to a wife who always claimed she understood. We had been married 7 years, and I believed we were happy. Sure, tension had crept in. Less talking, more excuses. Her phone always lay face down, but I blamed myself, my hours, my exhaustion. I thought we were just in a rough season. Turns out only I was fighting. I climbed the stairs, footsteps heavy, muscles aching from the shift. That's when I heard it. Soft breath. A laugh, her laugh, but not the one meant for me. This was playful, teasing. Then a man's voice, low and close. Froze. My brain refused to register it. Had to be the TV. Had to be her chatting with a friend. Anything but what it was. But deep down I knew. My pulse thundered in my ears as I pushed the door open. The first thing I saw was skin, bare, tangled, pressed together. The second was her eyes, wide with panic. She gasped, scrambling for the sheets. Beside her, a stranger in my bed buried his face in the pillows. And me. I stood numb. Time slowed. I saw everything. The candles she lit for him, the wine glasses on my nightstand, the sheets I bought wrapped around someone else. I should have shouted. I should have cursed. But all I did was stare, watching my life rearrange into something unrecognizable. Then the stranger made his mistake. He shifted upright, confusion on his face. And in that second something inside me broke. I lunged before I knew it. My fist smashed against his jaw with a crack. He barely reacted before I seized his throat and slammed him against the headboard. The bed shuddered. My wife screamed, "John, stop!" But I couldn't. Because he wasn't just an accident. He was her choice. And now both would face the price. My eyes flicked to my work bag near the door. Inside was everything I needed, not to save lives but to do the opposite. I released him, letting him slump back in pain. Then I slowly unzipped the bag and pulled out a syringe. The moment she saw it, her face turned ghostly pale. "John, what are you doing?" she whispered. I raised the needle, my voice steady. "This," I said, rolling it in my fingers, "is a neurotoxin." Her lover's eyes bulged with terror. I sat at the edge of the bed, watching them squirm. "Once injected, you'll have 30 minutes before paralysis spreads. Then your organs shut down one by one." Lisa trembled. The man let out a strangled whimper. I smiled coldly. "But don't worry," I added, pulling a vial of clear liquid from my bag. "There's an antidote." Both their eyes locked on it. I set it on the nightstand between the wine glasses. "Now you'll tell me the truth. Everything." I raised my phone, camera recording, and met their terrified gazes. "Start talking." The room closed in, hot, suffocating, thick with fear. Lisa clutched the sheets as if they could shield her. Matt leaned against the headboard, blood trickling from his nose. And me. I sat there, syringe in hand, my own pulse hammering. Rage consumed me, but beneath it burned a question. How far would I go? For years I had saved lives. Now, for the first time, I held power over death. And terrifyingly, I didn't hate it. "Talk," I repeated. Neither moved. Lisa's lip quivered, but silence held her. Matt's eyes darted between me and the syringe, his chest rising with panic. I tilted the needle, letting a single drop fall onto the sheets. That broke him. Okay, just let me explain," he begged. I turned to Lisa. She remained silent, pale, her knuckles white from gripping the fabric. Lisa, I said coldly, are you letting him take the blame, or will you finally confess? She swallowed hard. John, her breath shook. I never meant to hurt you. I laughed bitterly. Really? Because you didn't look too worried a few minutes ago. Her eyes welled, but I felt nothing. How long? I demanded. She closed her eyes, throat trembling as she forced out the truth she had hidden for months. 6 months. My jaw locked. I had suspected, but hearing it shattered what was left of me. I turned to Matt. And you? Snap. He hesitated. I leaned closer. I pressed the syringe lightly against his bare skin. Not injecting. Not yet. Just enough to make him flinch. 6 months, I swear, he shouted. Why? Growled. Lisa released a shaky breath. John, you were never home, she whispered. You cared more about work than me. That hit harder than I expected. I had braced myself for excuses, but not this. My jaw tightened. So your answer was to sleep with one of my colleagues. Snap. Lisa flinched. I was lonely, John. I tried to talk to you. I tried to tell you I felt like I didn't matter anymore. I stared at her. The anger stayed, but for the first time I saw it, the emptiness in her eyes. As though even she didn't fully believe her own excuses. I turned back to Matt. And you? Was she just convenient? His lips trembled. I don't know, man. It wasn't supposed to happen. I exhaled slowly, the syringe heavy in my grip. For a moment I imagined it, the needle piercing his skin, his body seizing, Lisa screaming. Me finally tasting justice. But another thought crept in. Would it even fix anything? Would it erase the betrayal? Or just twist me into someone else? Someone I wouldn't recognize? My hand twitched. Lisa's breath caught. Met sob. Then I did something far more terrifying. Smirk. With one swift motion, I stabbed the syringe into the mattress. Lisa gasped. Matt cried out. I pulled it out empty, then grabbed the small glass vial from the nightstand. Lisa's trembling hands reached for it. Here, I said, tossing it to her. The antidote. Her fingers shook violently as she caught it. John, this isn't real poison, is it? She whispered. I tilted my head. Of course not. It's just saline. Her face twisted in horror. So there was never any toxin. I smirked coldly. I'm a doctor, Lisa. I save lives. She broke into a strangled sob. Matt looked ready to pass out. I stopped the recording and stood. Without another word, I walked out, leaving them bound to my bed, drowning in their own shame. The house felt different now. Not peaceful, empty. The silence after devastation. I sat in the kitchen, phone in hand, staring at the video. Lisa crying, desperate. Matt pale, ruined. Me calm and in control. I should have felt satisfied. Instead, all I felt was emptiness. Betrayal couldn't be undone. Justice wasn't peace. My thumb hovered, then I scrolled to a name. Dr. Marcus Reed, Chief of Surgery. My boss. Matt's boss. A man with zero tolerance for betrayal. Press send. The video vanished into cyberspace. Seconds later, a reply. Marcus. Jesus Christ, John. Is this real? Me. Every second of it. Marcus. He's finished. Just like that. Too easy. Too fast. Almost disappointing. Matt didn't yet know his life was already over. I walked upstairs. Lisa sat on the bed's edge, eyes red, shoulders trembling. Matt stared blankly at the floor. Both looked up when I entered. John. Lisa's voice cracked. She stood reaching for me. I raised a hand. Don't. She flinched. I can fix this, she whispered. I let out a bitter laugh. You can't even fix yourself. Her lips quivered. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I tilted my head. How long, Lisa? Her throat tightened. Almost a year. My chest tightened. A year of lies while I broke myself at work for us. Exhaled. Tell me, Lisa, was it worth it? Tears spilled. No, but it didn't matter. The damage was done. I reached for the nightstand, picked up a folder. Lisa's eyes narrowed. What is that? Divorce papers, I said, setting them down. Already filed. Her breath hitched. You had these ready. Drafted them an hour ago, I replied. Her hands trembled as she touched them. John, please. I don't want this. He sighed. Lisa, you lost me long before tonight. She collapsed into sobs. I didn't stay. I walked out down the stairs and opened the front door. Lisa followed, robe clutched tight, eyes swollen. Matt stumbled behind her, humiliated, silent. I crossed my arms at the doorway. Time to go. Lisa froze. John, where do I go? Shrugged. Not my problem. Her face fell. She had burned every bridge. Matt muttered, stepping barefoot into the cold night. Lisa lingered. Do you really hate me now? She whispered. I stared for a long moment. Then finally, I feel nothing for you anymore. That shattered her more than anything. She turned and walked out of my life forever. Matt lost his job, his reputation, his future. Lisa was left with nothing. No home, no money, no stability. Kept everything. And yet, as I sat alone in my house, surrounded by silence, I realized something. Revenge gave me justice, but not peace. Maybe it never would. John got his revenge. But at what cost? Was it justified, or did he lose himself along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you crave shocking revenge stories, hit subscribe and smash like. Every click keeps these tales alive. Your support means everything. Thank you for being part of this community.